Welcome back, everyone. This is our key moves topic, and we are going to go around the hoop here to the brain trustees to learn what their key moves are that they've noticed out there that some business, some entrepreneur has made in order to take their business to the next level. And if each of you brain trustees can provide an example, that would be great. Just by way of an example, I'm going to share mine first, and I'm going to tell you that the key move that I'm going to share was done by Facebook, and it's a company you may have heard of. And Facebook's key move specifically was moving into a market not as a first mover. This is demonstrating a point that we made during our brain trust, during another segment of our brain trust today, and they followed on the heels of some heavy hitters. Was it? It wasn't Friendster. It was what's the other one that was
MySpace?
MySpace was a huge social network before Facebook came onto the scene, and they came up with something that obviously was even more compelling, improving upon or innovating on a model that already existed. And so instead of taking the risks and kind of learning and figuring it out like Friendster and MySpace had to do, they just improved upon that formula. That's the key move that I'm throwing in the mix here. And now I'd like to go to Scott Gerber, our Gen Y guy, for your key move. Scott Gerber, take it.
Well, you know, I'm always a big fan of not paying for anything. In fact, whenever I can basically get something for free or people pay me for it, it's always a better way. So I'm actually shouting out Macys this week. I was basically finding that they were sending me bills that were branded with a product they're looking to sell, which is great because they're not spending money on envelopes and they're getting paid for the ability to send it. So they're actually doing a new form of direct mail that I had not seen before this. I'm sure it's not a new tactic, but it's the first time I've seen it. So I always say, if you can get somebody else to pay for your stuff, do it and still make money for the privilege.
Okay, love it. We're going to go to Riva Lasansky, your key move with our brain trust.
My key move, also not pretty much of a household name, Amazon.com getting into the streaming video space, you know. So here's Netflix floating along. They've eliminated a lot of the video stores, Blockbusters around my house anyway. They're gone. And then all of a sudden, one move, Amazon comes in and says, hey, you know, all those people that for Amazon Prime, they pay $79 a year so you can get free shipping most of the time. We're going to give you all free access to these streaming videos, and then we're going to make it for sale for everybody else. You know, if you're in, I hear that the Netflix stock took a hit the next day. So I think Amazon is sort of the battle to rule the world, took a big step forward in doing this. That
reminds me of something that Scott Gerber, our Gen Y guy, once said on our brain trust, having to do with taking advantage of an existing customer and kind of selling additional things to an existing customer.
2-for-1 mentality.
Amazon
for 2-for-1 mentality.
Exactly. So Amazon is totally doubling up on their existing customers, which it's so much easier for them to reach, and I think that's a hot strategy. Okay, let's go over to Scott McDonald for your key move.
I read this great article a couple days ago about the radio giant Clear Channel Communications, this behemoth, which, you know, was bleeding money in a lot of ways on some bad acquisitions of radio stations around the country. But the interesting thing that they've been doing over the last few years is giving their salespeople, who have basically proven themselves to be able to call or open doors and close a deal, they've been giving those salespeople a very long leash to do what they need to do to close the next deal. And it's not just about radio. It could be, you know, their internet brands. It could be something through social media. It could be something involving an event. But what you see is a very happy sales force and a very productive and very personally successful sales force, which all rolls back up to Clear Channel, that when they are able to, you know, trust in their salespeople and the proven salespeople, it only means good things for them.
Okay. Love it. Thank you so much for the key moves today, Brain Trust.
Sure.
Okay, now I'm going to move on. I'm going to try to do a squeeze in here. This is one thing you would do today. Do you guys each have one?
Yep.
Okay.
Don't start with me.
Real crisp and real brief, okay? I'm going to start with McDonald on this one. Okay.
Sure.
Hang on one second. Welcome back to the Brain Trust. We are going to talk about one thing now, folks. One thing you can do today to take your business to the next level. This is something tactical, something very specific, and we're going to go first to our marketing maniac, the head of marketing over at LegalZoom, Scott McDonald. Go ahead, Scott.
We've been doing a fun exercise recently where we're imagining, how we would just disrupt our business, LegalZoom.com, using entirely social media. I read a great article about this a rock climbing gym that basically put out on Facebook, New York City needs a rock climbing gym, and they immediately got 600 fans and did a lot of market research, finding out that, yeah, indeed, there's a lot of people that wanted a rock climbing gym in New York, and then they created it based on this love and this passion that they saw through social media. So it might not apply to every business, but if you can imagine a way to, using Facebook, how would you disrupt a business or create a new business? Try it out. It's a fun exercise.
Okay, excellent. And I'm going to go now to Riva Lasansky, who is the CEO and founder of Grow Biz Media. And Riva is our resident trendcaster. What's your one thing, Riva, one thing to do today?
Go to the cloud. The cloud, every day, some new company is putting more and more technology in the cloud. It's cheaper. It will save you money. In the long term, it can save you space. It's just a smart thing for every small business to do.
Give an example.
Is head to the cloud.
Give an example.
You don't need your servers anymore. If you're a business with a certain number of employees and you have a closet with your servers in there, I don't want to name a company, but there's a ton of companies that have servers in the cloud. You can get rid of that closet. You maybe be able to downsize and let the servers be in the cloud or backup.
Are you telling the servers to come out of the closet?
Yes, I'm telling the servers to come out of the closet. You've been hidden long enough.
Come on, Scott Gerber. Cut me a little slack here. You're not making the jokes
in the closet.
It's just so hard to follow up that act. What can I say?
Okay, let's go to your one thing, Scott Gerber. It's definitely not to make the server in the closet joke. So what is your one thing to do today?
Start building your personal platform. Right now, to sell your business, building a personal brand can be a wonderful way of being the front man to something that can grow your business in exponential directions. I would say start looking into opportunities like guest blogging, do video podcasts, things that are going to be able to be both viral media and be able to be pitched to mainstream outlets that are all looking for relevant, great content once you can break in so that you can start taking your business and your personal brand to the next level.
Okay, Scott, you can even do something like a sizzle reel. I don't know where they'd be able to find out how to do that.
I've heard of a company that does that.
Yeah, check it out.
Just type it into Google organically, and I've heard that there's a great company right at the top. I'm just saying.
Okay, you guys, thank you so much for your one thing. In combination, those things might take a business into the stratosphere. Thanks so much. Okay, very good, you guys. So respecting Riva's time limitations, we're going to stop there. Hey, Scott Gerber, I think for a strategy smackdown on a future episode, I want to talk about that idea of personal branding because it's absolutely a double-edged sword. I can tell you that, for example, my brand is so closely tied to Startup Nation that some of Startup Nation's value is either enhanced or reduced on a liquidity level based on the in or out that I might be in the future of the company. So,
totally. I can tell you on that.
Okay.
Yeah, I can tell you the whole difference.
Okay, good. So we're going to strategy smackdown on that one. Thank you very much. And